Let's help you get the best start possible to a brand new island, whether you're doing hard mode or just playing for fun. Starting Animal Crossing can be daunting for seasoned players, let alone brand new ones. So whatever the reason you're starting, I hope this video helps. Let's dig in. Firstly, picking your date of birth. Feel free to use your real one, but there is still speculation that your entered date of birth and the date that you start playing influence your sister flower and your main flower respectively. I went with July 7 and starting with January, which gave me windflowers for my native flower and roses for my sister flower. I'd recommend you pick a layout that has a big starter area, since you'll be trapped for the first day or so and there's going to be a ton of hoarding going on. And I'd suggest a pond on the main part of your island to give you a variety of fish, though we'll cover off a workaround for this, so don't let that stop you. That'll come later on in the video, so don't move a muscle. What I did was kept a dedicated section to the right of the plaza, which was for my newly caught critters, for donation later. You can tell that they're new when your character exclaims "yes" before the awesome puns. I kept 2 piles for my bug and fish, and on the left side of the plaza was my recatches or stuff that I'd sell off to CJ or Flick once they arrive and the first catches are donated to Blathers. I'd suggest you give Tom Nook a fish or bug as soon as possible so that it unlocks the Critterpedia, though you still can tell if something's new, just like we covered off before with that yes exclamation. There are 5 critters to donate to Tom Nook, so let's go over them and what they give. The second creature gives you an axe recipe, which you'll definitely need. I'll cover that off soon. And the third one, you'll get the sister flower seeds. The 4th donation, pre-Blathers, will give you the watering can recipe. And finally, the 5th is when Blathers is finally invited to the island. After your 5 donations, you'll be given a tent for Blathers to set up shop. So find a suitable location and be sure to visit Tom Nook again to progress the storyline. After you've placed Blathers, do your best to craft at least 1 flimsy axe. To maximise of farming of wood and to collect some weeds in the meantime, clear all the weeds around the tree and just go nuts. I'd recommend leaving the wood out so that you know which trees you've hit to save time and then come back later to collect all of the wood. Also, I'd recommend just staying with the flimsy axe, as whilst it breaks really quickly, each one you break gets you closer to the 100 broken axes to earn you that golden axe. Each flimsy axe takes 30 hits per break, and that's a whopping 3,000 hits. Once you have some excess of bugs, place the bugs at the corners around the rock, which helps keep you in place. Before you get the shovel, using this technique with the axe will only get you 7 of 8 items, which is better than just the 5 when you're not holding yourself in place. Good thing is that you can leave these here for the next few days to help you easily farm material. Try to keep that full square free so that it'll still spawn into when you finally get that shovel, which isn't too far away. With a net in hand, I personally like to shake all the trees until I get at least 1 stick so that I know that it's safe from wasps. Here's a pro tip for you. Shake your native fruit tree and leave a single fruit, which lets you know that it's a fruit tree and not a hardwood tree. The distinction is that the fruit trees don't have furniture or wasps, so it saves you that little bit of time. On the topic of wasps, I'd recommend getting stung by the wasp on purpose and speak to one of your starter villagers since they're out and about on the first day. A good knock to the head with the net might wake them up from fishing, and they'll give you the recipe. That'll definitely come in useful later on. I'd also recommend favoriting your most frequently used DIY, including the medicine. Speak to both of your villagers as well to get the leaf umbrella recipe so that you're able to craft stuff from weeds and sell it to the Nooklings, as this is legal as part of hard mode. I'd highly recommend not selling shells yet, as you might have trouble finding enough of your eventual first 2 times Nook points, which had me spending far too long waiting to find new shells to spawn. As soon as you can, craft yourself the DIY workbench, which gives you a second place to craft rather than the resident services one. You can also get the DIY from your mailbox. Don't forget to check it, because you've got mail. Check your Nook Mile points often. Remember, you can flick the right control stick up and down to quickly move between the next unclaimed points and work your way to accumulating 5,000 Nook Mile points. Once you have, I'd recommend talking to Tom Nook to pay off your initial loan and upgrade your house. This gives you a few benefits. One is you get access to Nook Miles Plus, which gives you 5 2x daily rewards, which is the obligation to complete as part of hard mode. This will also skyrocket your Nook Mile points acquisition. It also gives you the redeemable items like the wetsuit, which is mailed to you. The wetsuit on day 2 will give you access to the other undiscovered parts of your island. Before you finish your first day, make sure you plant at least a few flowers so that you can tend to them over the next few days with your freshly crafted flimsy watering can, even though it only waters one plant at a time. For tips on how to get more fruits and what to do on day 2 and beyond on your fresh island, check this video out next, and thank you channel members.